Welcome to another edition of CWL Universe. Make sure to check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/KirbyCWL for more of your favorite content. The description will have the link below, and I hope to see you there. Enjoy the show.
We are live with the Vindication Super Show. My name is Alexandra Shaw. I am joined by the Efed President Jay Scott. And Jay, it's our first Super Show of the season. What a night it is.
I'm shaking. I am shaking with anticipation. Do you see that? My hand is literally trembling because we have an incredible set of matches up. Starting off, Sarah LeBlanc versus Olivia Mistral, two super athletes who are ready to go at it. Olivia Mistral, of course, representing the Church of Steel, and she had this strange test for Alexandra Marie the other week, which it seems like Marie passed.
Yes, and of course you mentioned Church of Steel, Sarah LeBlanc representing the DGC. We know that the Black Rose is apparently no longer competing here for the CWL. Perhaps Sarah LeBlanc is looking to help pick up the slack now that DGC's down a member with a win here tonight.
The opening match of the Vindication Super Show is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, representing the DGC, Sarah LeBlanc.
Sarah LeBlanc making her way down to the ring here. And she is someone who I think maybe has a lot to prove right now. As I think Black Rose has talked about, a lot of people have talked about that she's sort of fallen behind as the third musketeer of DGC. And where Caitlyn has gone on to this big, Vindication World Women's Championship reign, and Black Rose is a legend in her own right, Sarah LeBlanc has been kind of lagging behind with some losses as of late. You've got to wonder, like I said, Black Rose is gone. Could she be looking to turn the ship around?
You're very right in all of that, but I have to say, this is an opportunity for Sarah LeBlanc. Now that the Black Rose is gone, she, as you said, has to pick up her slack. This is the moment. This could be that star-making moment for her. If she's able to defeat Olivia Mistral and go on that tear that she's always wanted to go on and truly earn her spot in the DGC.
Yes, and what a way to sort of start that here tonight then against someone like Olivia Mistral, former Vindication Women's Champion, former Openweight Champion. She definitely has the ability to start that run here tonight, but Olivia Mistral's not going to let it happen easily.
And her opponent, representing the Church of Steel, weighing 150 pounds, from Colombia, Olivia Mistral.
And here comes Olivia Mistral. New season, new look. And I've got to say, Jay, She is someone who last season really came into her own thanks to the Church of Steel and really started to have a lot more success than in previous seasons. Do you think, though, she can keep the momentum up here in Season 5?
That is a fantastic question. Of course, last season we saw her win that incredibly prestigious Vindication Women's Championship, but she is going to have to do a lot if she wants to live up to that former glory. I mean, and Sarah LeBlanc, beating her is no small hurdle, even though she hasn't had the greatest string of wins here in CWL. She is definitely a tough opponent no matter when you face her. She is absolutely deadly with her strikes and that devastating submission hold that she calls Sacrifice to the Savior.
Yes, well, right now... Oh, never mind. I was going to say that Sarah LeBlanc was starting this one off in control, but Olivia Maestral keeping this even. Neither one able to get off to a super hot start, but Sarah LeBlanc goes for a kick, and almost similar to what Sarah LeBlanc just did, Olivia Maestral able to counter.
Now, turning her around, what a dragon screw, twisting the knee out of its socket. That is going to make it very difficult for Olivia Maestral to launch herself off the top rope and nail that zero gravity, that corkscrew moonsault that she's employed to win her matches. I mean, that's the move that she used to win the Vindication Women's Championship.
Yes, obviously, though, with a little bit of help from the Church of Steel at ringside and a steel chair. Regardless, though, she has been shown to be one hell of a competitor, and Sarah LeBlanc needs to make sure not to get too cocky here, taking a bit of time to sort of drop to her knees and almost say a prayer to her savior.
Now just driving that boot into the gut. That could be enough, driving the breath from the lungs, but Olivia Maestral able to power that shoulder up and get out of that early pinfall attempt.
Oh, now, though, Olivia Maestral... And this is where Olivia Maestral can be very dangerous, is when she starts to dissect an opponent. We see that kick to the leg there. We know how much of a submission specialist Olivia Maestral can be. And Sarah LeBlanc, no matter how crazy, no matter how tough she is, she does need to know some form of self-preservation. She does need to know if your leg's about to get snapped, you need to tap.
Olivia Maestral has just been on fire over the course of this match. She caught that kick and deftly folded it into that shin breaker dragon screw combination. That is the kind of technical offense that she's going to have to use to slowly break down Sarah LeBlanc, who's sort of
As now, Sarah LeBlanc hits that big knee strike and goes to call Olivia Maestral up to her feet. Got her hooked up here. And just a set-out suplex pile driver. Absolutely brutal there from Sarah LeBlanc, but Olivia Maestral just barely able to kick out.
Lifting her up, but turning it into that beautiful arm drag, sending her halfway across the ring with that one.
As now Olivia Maestral got her up on her shoulders. Look to go round and round. Into the shuttle sickness. But not done. Not going for the pinfall shuttle sickness. Instead going up top. Looking maybe to switch off the atmosphere and go into zero gravity.
Smashing the ribs. Absolutely devastating the abdomen. This could be it for Sarah LeBlanc.
No, Sarah able to kick out at the last second. Both these women hitting some of their best shots in their arsenal and both able to kick out. That's how badly either woman wants to get off to a good start for this season.
And now coming in deftly with these lariats, and the ability that Sarah LeBlanc has been able to withstand the punishment this far just goes to show how much damage she can absorb. Frankly, I think it's counterintuitive given her size and her build. It just shows how much mental toughness she has, which cannot be counted out in a competitor of this caliber.
No, Sarah LeBlanc has always been one of the toughest competitors, regardless of win-loss record, regardless of size. And now, we're seeing that on display here as Olivia Maestral, like we've been saying, has been giving her some of her best shots and still kept going, still kept trucking as she's doing right now. Scooping a slam from to Olivia Maestral from Sarah LeBlanc, as now lifting her up. And got that hand right in the throat of Olivia Maestral, just shoving it right down her gullet. Trying to just get her to pass out here.
Forcing her down to the mat, and she is just And she's fighting out of it. Look at that. A deft knee strike right to the side. But caught up on the shoulders. Oh, and just hung up on the top rope, cutting right across the neck. That is so deadly.
As now looking once again for that suplex. Pile driver right onto the head. Into the cover now for Sarah LeBlanc. Is that enough to put Olivia Marshall away? No.
And you can see Sarah LeBlanc becoming frustrated. Scratch that, becoming furious. That is the exact opposite Sarah LeBlanc you want to be going up against. When she gets like that, I don't know if there's a wrestler on earth that can stop her.
As now, though, got that Texas toe hold locked in. Olivia Marshall, I mean, like we've been saying, used to using her opponent's limbs against them. Using them as a target. As we see there, taking out the legs of Sarah LeBlanc, and now going up top once again for some more zero gravity. Is that going to be enough to put Sarah LeBlanc down for good? As she hooks the outside leg, the referee is down for the count. And so is Sarah LeBlanc as Olivia Marshall picks up the win.
The winner of the match, Olivia Marshall.
Olivia Marshall with a big win here tonight for Church of Steel. Again, one step closer. You've got to feel all these wins for her, for Alexandra Maria. You've got to feel it's all aiming towards a women's title shot, whether that be open weight, Vindication, women's, or the tag titles. You've got to feel it is not going to be too long until we see someone from the women's side of Church of Steel in a title match.
Absolutely. She wants to bring that gold back to the people, back to her group, the people that she works with, the people that have brought her up to the level, to that championship level. And Ebak, he wants to be at that championship level as well. He called out TJ Black last week in what he thought was going to be a Twitch championship match, but it looks like he's going to get pitted against his own tag team partner in Dower Ranger with TJ Black at ringside.
I mean, TJ Black always been a crafty competitor in terms of getting into the heads of his opponents. Could be looking to see if Ebak truly wants to be champion, if he's willing to go through his best friend.
The following match is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, representing the GPU, weighing 217 pounds, from Norwich, England, the highest score in every arcade, Ebak.
Ebak making his way down to the ring, and we saw he took issue with TJ Black calling himself the greatest Twitch champion. TJ Black said he's got the longest reigns, he's got the most reigns, but Ebak mentioned that if it wasn't for the former Twitch champions that paved the way, TJ Black would never have been here. And Ebak, the second ever Twitch champion, two-time Twitch champion, he's as legendary as they come when it comes to that purple and silver belt.
And his opponent, accompanied by TJ Black, representing the GPU, the Dower Ranger.
And Dower Ranger making his way down to the ring, and I didn't think ever since, we saw these two team up that we'd ever see them get pitted against each other. They're best friends, but this is what TJ Black has forced to happen. If Ebak wants this, he's forced to face Dower Ranger, but this just feels, cruel.
Is it cruel? Absolutely. but it is TJ Black exploiting the mental weakness of Ebak in order to kind of soften him up before a potential championship clash, pitting his own partner against him. Mwah! Pure genius. And you can already see Dower Ranger's combat algorithms are, they're running, they're crunching the numbers, processing the data as these two lock up.
Yeah, and for folks that don't remember, it was around this time last year that GPU was formed. Dower Ranger and Ebak sort of teaming together to take on Chris Princess in the FFF. And now, not even, it feels like almost exactly a year later, actually, they're now forced to go against each other, all in hopes of Ebak finally getting a Twitch title shot.
And the question is, how hard is Dower Ranger going to fight to perhaps, slow down Ebak's progress towards challenging for that Twitch championship? Ebak has so much going for him as a competitor, as an athlete, but when it comes to facing off against his own partner, I do not know if he has the commitment, if he has the ability to truly lay a beatdown on this man, on this being that he calls friend.
And here we see TJ Black calling the attention of Ebak here. Ebak obviously not too pleased with his choice of opponent here tonight, but he's going to do what he has to do. You mentioned, as he goes for this bulldog here, you mentioned that you don't know if he has what in him. We need to remind the folks at home, he won his first Nemesis World title by pinning his best friend at the time, Ricky Valentine, to win that title in a triple threat. He has shown in the past he has the capability, but here tonight it's a different story, as it's not for a title. It's just a test. It's a cruel test from TJ Black, and Ebak right now is passing with flying colors as he connects with that rolling cutter.
You are exactly right, Shaw. The past is the past. This is nothing like that match with Ricky Valentine. If Ebak truly wants to win, if he wants to ascend up the ranks to that championship caliber once again, he is going to have to not just beat, but dismantle his opponent like he did with that springboard moonsault.
And now setting up in the corner for the NVIDIA driver. Ebak could be looking to put this one away right now. This goes for the NVIDIA driver, connecting, spiking him on his head. As now it goes to cover, and TJ Black grabbing the feet of the referee, not letting Ebak get away with a quick win. He wants to force him to fight his friend even longer.
Oh, the referee very intelligently getting rid of that chair, something that Ebak could have used to, grab a win, a slimy win over his opponent. TJ Black knows that Ebak might succumb to that weakness, and now that huge seated senton going up against the ropes and flattening Ebak with the crossbody.
I think Ebak honestly had that match won, and I think he wished he had it won, so he wouldn't have to keep fighting his best friend here. But TJ Black, like I said, ever the mastermind, keeps this match going as Dower Ranger connects with that kick to the side of the head, and now could be looking to put this match to an end here. As he's got him up, turns him down, sit out sliced bread. And Dower Ranger, though, not able to get it done.
Huge offensive maneuver there from Dower Ranger. And you got to think that when he executed that, every, circuit, every synapse in his mechanical brain was firing, thinking that this would be the end, but it wasn't enough to keep Ebak down. Ebak not only up, but fully back on his feet and staging a comeback here, smashing him with the double axe handle, then the elbow, and, looking for the lariat, but caught by Dower Ranger.
Ranger dropping Ebak there with that Uranagi. And now, Dower Ranger has a big chance here. I mean, we've talked all day about how Ebak, he's getting the shot at Twitch title, but if Dower Ranger wins, he could very well also get a shot at a championship in the near future. And Ebak not wanting, as much as I think he doesn't want to hurt his friend, I also don't think he wants to lose that shot to him either. As Dower Ranger goes for the scoop slam, Ebak not let him have it.
You're absolutely right. A win for Dower Ranger here could mean a possible championship opportunity, although that all depends on what, Ebak and TJ Black decide down the line. And you got to think, who would TJ Black rather face? It seems like the answer might be Dower Ranger, considering that's who he's been helping, but Dower Ranger might not need the help as he connects with that devastating spinning kick.
And that could be enough to knock out the lights of Ebak right there. And then as Dower Ranger picks up a win over a reluctant Ebak, it has to be said. But I think TJ Black, regardless, is happy with the results. He forced Ebak to fight his friend. And in the end, Ebak just couldn't bring himself to fully put him away.
The winner of the match, the Dow Ranger.
Dow Ranger, you know, they say you're not sure if robots can dream. I'm not sure if this robot knows what he's just done, but hey, the ones and zeros are telling him he's got a victory, so he is feeling happy, but I'm sure his best friend who just rolled to the outside isn't all too tickled pink by what just happened. Well, we just saw Valkyrie, you know, preparing a new, I guess, brand for herself, the Valkyrie crate. We saw the Valkyrie mug. I actually got a pre-order copy right here, but that's besides the point. She has her match later, but this match right now is one that's been brewing for weeks, and you can honestly say, Jay, it has been something that these two have been fighting over for months, as Carl Stone was the man to end Troy Winters' at the time legendary King of Genesis title reign. And when Carl Stone came to Vindication, Troy Winters did not forgive, and he did not forget.
Absolutely. This is a rivalry that survived a jump all the way over to the orange brand, and it comes firing up right now.
The following match is set for 1-4. Introducing first, weighing in at
Oh, wait a second!
186.
That's Troy Winters right there! He's right behind Carl Stone, and he lays him out with the lariat! The cheap attack from Troy Winters, and now Carl Stone trying to fight his way back! Troy Winters looking to attack him from behind as he's been doing these past couple weeks.
Mashing him in the back of the head with that lariat. Just so intelligent from Troy Winters, and oh my god! The stomp catching Troy Winters right in the face on the concrete.
I mean, Carl Stone, he is not having any of it. He is tired of getting pushed around by the bigger man in Troy Winters. Troy Winters came out here for a fight early, but I don't think he was ready for someone to fight back, as Carl Stone has just been laying into him since the attack started, and now Carl Stone, he wants to make sure this match gets started. He's taking this one down to the ring, I think.
He is tired of Troy coming out and, nearly injuring him. I mean, if Troy had hit him just a little bit harder in one of those attacks, Carl could have been sent to the hospital, and so now he is letting Troy feel the full brunt of his vengeance. But the question that I have is Carl Stone brutal enough to compete with Troy Winters? And that Spinebuster says no.
Yeah, Spinebuster on the exposed pavement as well, Jay. No padding, no canvas, nothing. And now, getting sent into the ring by Troy Winters is Carl Stone. The referee calls for the bell. This match finally getting underway officially. And, I'm going to be honest. We saw the sneak attack from Troy, and Troy obviously is the one that instigated this. How prepared is Carl Stone, even if he was able to fight back a little bit?
Look, that Spinebuster on the pavement alone could have been a deciding factor. We've heard the injury reports from the CWL doctors. We know that Carl Stone is on the brink of It's even a career-ending injury from taking these devastating spine busters from the man mountain of Troy Winters. That move alone, or the second one he just delivered in the ring, could be enough to turn the tables permanently in Troy Winters' favor, but somehow, Carl Stone, still on his feet, fighting back with every bit of adrenaline and strength he's got in that body.
And that's exactly what it is. It's adrenaline coursing through his veins right now. It's the only thing that keeps propelling him to fight back throughout all the injuries. A very powerful thing. And speaking of powerful things, I thought he was going to go for that springboard European uppercut. The red line, instead looking to send Troy Winters off the ropes, drops down, leapfrogs. Again a leapfrog. Troy Winters having none of it now. Instead just lifting him up. Carl Stone sneaks out from behind. These two know each other so well from their time in Texas. They know each other move for move. And it's very difficult for either one of them to get the upper hand.
I have to say, as much as I hate to admit it, that was extremely intelligent wrestling there from Carl Stone. Carl, of course, won his last match with that red line, and he knows that Troy's been studying the tape. Instead of going for another red line, he instead opted to hop into the ring and surprise Troy with a flurry of offense. But Troy's dominating strength, as we see with that huge fisherman suplex, may just be too much for Carl to compete with, no matter how tactical he is.
Yeah, it's now just tearing apart that shoulder with those elbow strikes as Troy Winters. Oh, but Carl Stone kicking out the knee. Looking to... Oh, I think was looking to strike the knee again, but misjudged the distance just a little bit. And now Troy Winters punishing him severely for that costly mistake as he just gut-wrench tosses him.
And Carl Stone getting that shoulder up just after the count of one. And, you know, that wasn't just a little bit of weak resistance at the end there. He full body kicked out of that pin. I am extremely impressed, but he may not survive to do it again. I mean, look at that suplex. He was absolutely dominated physically there.
It's now Troy continuing to just... I think he's very much so targeting the shoulders. You mentioned that the red line is one of his last match. He's been studying it. Listen, you want to throw a European uppercut, you need a lot of arms, and we're seeing this right now. He's ripping at the arms, he's been elbowing them all match, and now Carl being forced to use any strength he's got left in them to toss Troy Winters off of him. But he goes up and over anyway with the snake bite.
That knockout shot.
No, nearly got that shot out of nowhere, like you said, the knockout shot, but the snake bite was not enough to take down Troy Winters.
The snake bite is such an incredible move. You get spun completely 360 degrees, and your face, before you can even react, is smashed onto the mat. The fact that Troy was able to get out of that, I mean, incredibly impressive. And now Carl Stone here, flattening him with the crossbody. Look at that. Wheelbarrow facebuster isn't enough to take the big man down.
And here's the thing, this is why this matchup has been so intense and these two know each other so, is that they're both perfect counters for each other as the sunshot connects. Could he have just found the perfect move to put Troy Winters away? No, Troy Winters just barely getting the shoulder off. Carl Stone can't believe it.
I'm shocked. Troy almost seemed groggy there as he got the shoulder up. He needs to use all of that strength.
Right.
Oh my God, snake bite!
Snake bite, this time with a little extra venom in it. Is it enough? It is. Carl Stone able to take down Troy Winters and beat him once again. The snake bite leaching the venom into the veins of Troy Winters, and this time it took hold.
The winner of the match, Carl Stone.
Carl Stone celebrating his win, yet another win over Troy Winters. Definitely nothing to sneeze at for anyone. And you gotta feel Troy Winters gonna be even more angry that he could not get his revenge here tonight, but Carl Stone has to feel that he now has something in his rear view mirror As now, people who have been increasingly angry, Jasper Star has been getting increasingly angry at this whole situation regarding Lucas Bryan, and I think he's here to talk about it right now.
Where are you, Lucas? Come out here right now! I'm tired of this! Where are you? Coward. Lucas, I was in your shoes once. Remember the Masked Attacker? I did the exact same thing, but if you really wanted to be your season, you better come out here right now and face me and prove you're not a complete and utter coward.
Being in his shoes, Jasper, you had a delusional dream, a hatred for the veterans of the CWL, which in all honesty makes no sense to me. My goal is simple, make it clear, this season is my season, and you stand in my way. Jasper, we both have a common goal in CWL, we both want to prove ourselves, but whilst you play nice, I play smart. I take things by force, whilst you claw through them. That's why I'm better than you.
Better than me? Lucas, you're pathetic. Taking things by force is what brings you enemies in the CWL. This season is my time to show exactly why I'm here. Making enemies is stupid, trust me, I know. Becoming friends with the Crimson Dragon saved me, you know. And you're throwing away your career. You know, I was once told that people like you are scared. Scared to fall into a void of irrelevancy, and I can't agree more. Lucas, you aren't doing yourself any favors. Crawling your way to the top is what makes you noticed, not cheating and playing dirty. I've done this 1,000,001 times. Enough to know none of this will have any impact on you, but nothing works more than a good ass kicking to get your mind straight.
Alright then, how about this then? You and me are shadow banned in a no DQ match and a stipulation where the winner gets in a gold in a bank match, and when I win, I'll show everyone exactly why this is my season.
Well, it looks like we've got our first match set for the first Vindication pay-per-view of the year. Lucas Bryan versus Jasper Star. No disqualification for a spot in Gold in the Bank. But we move on from the first Vindication pay-per-view of the year to the first match of the season on Vindication for Valkyrie. She had her debut essentially ruined by Danielle Wright, and now she's here for revenge.
Danielle Wright has her target set on Valkyrie here. The submission expert is going to make it happen once again against Valkyrie.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 121 pounds, from Helsinki, Finland, Valkyrie.
The first woman to officially be a member of all three CWL brands, Valkyrie. Making her way down to the ring now, and Jay, we saw her make her appearance on Vindication on the first episode of the season, but she didn't really get a chance to speak her mind. We weren't sure what she was going to say, what her intentions were. Maybe she was going to challenge for a championship. But what we do know now is that Danielle Wright seems to have taken a lot of issue with Valkyrie being here on the Vindication brand. And they're going to settle it the only way wrestlers settle anything, and that's in the ring.
That is absolutely right. I mean, these two are just so capable, so fierce. And Danielle Wright, she knows what she wants. She wants to ascend to stardom, and she's going to do that by taking down someone who, quite frankly, has the fans in the palm of her hand. Valkyrie has an audience, and Danielle Wright knows it, and she is going to use that as a stepping stone to turn herself immortal in the eyes of the CWL universe.
And her opponent, weighing 150 pounds, from Grand Rapids, Michigan, Danielle Wright.
Danielle Wright making her way down to the ring. And she is someone who I think this has a big chance to have this season sort of be her season, so to speak. we saw towards the end of Season 4, she was really starting to put the pieces together and build up some momentum. Now that she has a whole season to play with, I'm really excited to see where Danielle Wright goes. And a big springboarding point, a big launching point for her in Season 5 could be a win over Valkyrie.
You're absolutely right. I mean, she has her target set on big names. Valkyrie being the first of them. As you mentioned, the first woman to compete on all three, or as a roster member, I should say, on all three CWL brands. Valkyrie is someone to beat. She is someone to win over. And that is what Danielle Wright hopes to do here. And I think she has the tools in her arsenal to do it, but it's not getting off to a great start as Valkyrie flattens her with that leg drop, hooked over the top of the head.
I mean, you know better than anyone, Shay. On any given night in a professional wrestling ring, anyone can beat anyone else. But if I had to go into this picking the favorite, honestly, it might be Danielle Wright for me. She's got momentum on her side, and to be honest, we still don't know how 100% Valkyrie is after the attack a couple weeks ago.
It's not, in my opinion, it's not just that is going to keep Valkyrie from winning this match. It's the fact that Valkyrie is not focused. She's more concerned with selling her merch than she is with winning a professional wrestling match. She put together a whole loot box while Danielle Wright has been spending that entire time training, perfecting her craft, getting better as a submission artist. And that is going to be the thing that keeps Valkyrie from achieving true stardom while Danielle Wright steps over her to ascend to greatness.
Yeah, well, right now, the only person that's over anyone else is Valkyrie, who is laying over Danielle Wright for a 1 count, and now just laying the boots to Danielle Wright is Valkyrie. Say what you will about where her mind is, though. I think this is one that could go either way. Yes, I said Danielle Wright's the favorite, but Valkyrie is someone who, on any given night, she could challenge for any title and be a favorite to win it. And I think she has the tools to put Danielle Wright away here tonight. But Danielle Wright getting the arm drag, reversing momentum here, and this is what she needs to do. She needs to start breaking down Valkyrie, and I would not be surprised if we see her beginning to target that knee brace on Valkyrie.
And she knows how to target her opponent's weaknesses, and you are absolutely right. Valkyrie is someone who could challenge for any title any day of the week because she is talented. But there is a difference between talent and skill. Talent is a natural affinity for something, and that is exactly what Valkyrie has. But skill trumps talent any day of the week, and Danielle Wright has been grinding. She has been fighting to make herself the perfect combat athlete, and that is what she has become.
Yeah, well, right now, though, she's getting trapped here in that Muda lock out of the neckbreaker. Valkyrie with a very good combination of holds here. Oh, but Danielle Wright able to grab the wrist of Valkyrie and pry herself free with a quick shot to the jaw for Valkyrie's troubles. As now, went to grab the hair of Valkyrie. Valkyrie able to push her way off of it. Goes up and over, satellite DDT.
Just getting ready, collapsing those vertebrae, getting ready for a big shot.
Big bell clap here from Valkyrie. And now again going into the Muda lock. This time, Danielle Wright not really in a good spot here. Nowhere for her to really go as Valkyrie has it locked in, cinched in tight, but forced to break it up.
Tantalizingly close to those ring ropes, but Valkyrie had that hold at just the perfect angle that Danielle couldn't reach him, but now with those legs on the ropes.
Oh, but the referee called her on it, saying that she wasn't supposed to have him there as it breaks the hold. And now Valkyrie gets her, though, with the neck breaker, still keeping the momentum in this match. Spoke too soon. Danielle Wright with a kick to the head sends Valkyrie crashing into the bottom rope.
And that is exactly what Danielle Wright was waiting for. An opportunity. Someone as perceptive, as quick, as powerful as Danielle Wright just needs that one shot to turn this whole match around in her favor. But Valkyrie connecting with another neckbreaker.
And again, floating over into the Muda lock. Now referee in perfect position. Danielle Wright nowhere to go, not able to reach the ropes. Is she going to be forced to tap out here to Valkyrie? No. That Valkyrie lifting her up to her feet. Got a ripcord position. Knee strike there. Danielle Wright might have just been knocked out cold by Valkyrie as she picks up her first win on the Vindication brand.
winner of the match, Valkyrie.
Well, Valkyrie with a big win. You've got to feel she has big things on the horizon for her on the Vindication brand. But speaking of big things going on the Vindication brand, Jay, we are now getting into the latter half of our show, which means we're going to start seeing our first of 3 title matches here tonight. We're going to be seeing Broken Standard versus Alex Graves and Ricky Valentine for the tag team titles coming up next.
I cannot wait. 4 incredible athletes. Wait, hold on. Wait, I'm looking at my information right now because what I'm seeing up there does not match what I have written down here. Krateri versus Harris coming up next. I was not told about this. This is huge.
Yeah, I mean, a match we've not seen. We've not seen Harris in quite a bit, and now Krateri's here. We know he's been having his issues with Ryo Dorado. This is complete. I need to make sure the announcer knows about this. Charles, you know about this one?
The following match is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, representing the Church of Steel, weighing in at 200 pounds, from Mexico City, Mexico, Krateri.
Krateri making his way down to the ring for this seemingly impromptu matchup against Harris. I mean, we know the history between these two, Jay. Their time together as a sort of coach and protege on Genesis, and then their match in the BAMF 2020 tournament. I mean, that's what cost Krateri his eye there that you see is now whited out. You've got to feel, even though there's a lot of respect there, maybe Krateri, he wants to go up 2 wins to nothing against Harris as a bit of revenge for that eye.
Absolutely, these two are just, I can't even describe the chemistry between the two of them. Let me tell you that no one knows more about their mentor-mentee relationship better than me, as I was the victim of it firsthand, but I cannot wait to see what magic they make in this ring once again.
And his opponent, weighing in at 250 pounds, from Tacoma, Washington, Harris.
Gotta be honest, it feels weird, Jerry. We've been talking a bit earlier about, 1 year ago on this very show. 1 year ago, this man was Vindication World Champion, awaiting his next opponent for Exile. Now, he is back at the bottom. He has to work his way back up to that title opportunity. How do you think this match feels for Harris? Do you think there's a lot of pressure of needing to get back to that position again?
Oh, absolutely. Let me tell you, when you get in a little bit of a slump, when you lose a couple of matches as a professional wrestler, you feel this hunger almost, this pressure, this drive to show everyone just why you are as good as you say you are. And for someone as legendary as Harris, a hardcore icon, we were surprised by this match. We didn't know it was going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if Harris pointed at Krateri and said, that is someone that I need to beat. That is someone that I need to step over to get back to the top where I belong. I am having this match tonight, and I'm going to do it in front of all these fans here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Harris is determined. Harris wants a championship. Harris is here, and he's going to try to win against Krateri.
I am still puzzled as to how this match came about and no one knew about it, but Harris is a very puzzling figure. Like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if he looked at Krateri and then said, hey, you're going to go fight me in the ring in about 5 minutes, and then we just sort of had to host it here on Vindication, but regardless, this one is sanctioned, it is underway, and Harris is off to the races with that cravat suplex.
A very, I would say, a non-traditional move, a move that we don't get to see very often, and the fact that Harris is utilizing it just shows how eclectic and effective his offense is, but Krateri able to slip out and catch him on the jaw with that drop kick.
Was going for a brainbuster. We know how much Harris loves to drop people on their head. Krateri, though, like we've mentioned before, he knows Harris very well. you've got to feel that he knows a lot of counters to maybe a lot of things that Harris is going to be trying to do.
These are two men who have worked with each other for a long time in the past. These are people, I mean, Harris taught Krateri how to succeed here in the CWL, and then he was able to, he lost to him in the first round of the BAM 2020 tournament. These two facing off once again, you have to wonder just how far is Harris going to go to show his protege that he's still just that, a protege.
I mean, also, Harris took Krateri's sight in the BAM. Oh, wait a second, 1 count here, no. What is he willing to take to pick up the win here? I mean, we've not seen anyone lose an arm before. I wouldn't put it past Harris to do just that to win a match. But we'll see what Krateri is willing to do, flying all around the place with the satellite DDT, but only able to get a 1 count. These are two of the toughest people on the roster. I get the distinct feeling this is one where we aren't going to see it end in the first couple minutes. This could be a brawl to the end.
This could be a marathon. I mean, these two are legends, and they are so capable athletically and physically. And don't get me wrong, that may sound similar, but athletically, I mean, in terms of their ability as professional wrestlers, they are so capable, but also physically, in terms of their ability to absorb damage. I mean, look at this. Harris climbing back up the ropes as soon as he took that huge pump kick from Krateri, and now following it up with that flatliner.
As now Krateri goes into the cover here, looking to put away Harris. Harris not even letting him get the satisfaction of a 1 count on him. And now, Krateri is very much so a different style than Harris. Like I said, Harris, nothing fancy about his offense here. He's not like Krateri was going to fly around the ring and dazzle you with his lucha libre. Harris is going to run up to you. He's going to drop you on your head. He's going to punch you in the jaw. And that's about it. But we are seeing that he can be technical when he needs to, as he pulls apart the arms and starts wrenching on the neck with that Rings of Saturn.
Firing the elbows here into the eye socket of Harris could be a very pointed message considering what happened in their last match.
Oh, and now here we see the move that started Krateri very well, that Latin mix-up. And now looking to put an end to this match with the dagger's end right across the chest of Harris. The protege may have just surpassed the mentor, but no, Harris gets that shoulder up.
That was incredible. That dagger's end. Krateri put his full force into it. He used that pivot in the air to deliver even more force behind that huge crushing elbow, and Harris was still able to get out of it. The pure technical ability of Krateri versus the pure strength, the pure brutality, the pure resiliency of Harris is, I mean, it's like a match made in heaven.
We are seeing Krateri can get brutal when he needs to. That huge forearm shot to the side of the head. Not enough to keep Harris down, but it shows Krateri is willing to do what Harris can do. But I don't know if we're going to be seeing Harris drop out any of what Krateri can do. Instead, like I said, he's just going to drop you on your head, hit you in the head. And now again, with a curb stop, Harris showing just how brutal he can be. And now lifting him up on his shoulders. Harris looking to end this one right here. Knee to the head from Harris. Hooks the outside leg, but Krateri refuses to say die.
He got the shoulder up, but I gotta say, I don't know how much longer he can last in that match. That knee of Harris connected directly to the bridge of the nose. And I don't know if you've ever been hit in the nose, but yet the tears start to well up in your eyes. You feel the blood rushing into the front of your face. Your head's pounding. It's hard to see. Things are not looking good for Krateri right now, especially as he gets hit in the head, getting caught over and over again with these shots right to the face, and now another knee right to the nose.
This is just all over Krateri, turning up the intensity to 11, and now looking for it to drop him on his head, the horror bomb, crushing his vertebrae. And is that enough? Harris puts away Krateri and this impromptu match with the horror bomb, evening the score between him and his protege, while turning his vertebrae to dust in the process.
of the match, Harris.
Picking up a huge win here tonight. We talked earlier about needing to get back on the right track to, getting back into that title hunt. That could be just it. Krateri very recently was YouTube champion. Who knows? Maybe after Ebek has his shot, Harris could be next in line to go for TJ Black's Twitch title. Or he could fight whoever wins our main event tonight between Colin Prince and William Black.
Of course, that huge first blood match for the Vindication Heavyweight Championship is coming up not in too long, just a few matches before we get there. And Harris could be he could be a contender in the future, but Ryo Dorado coming to the ring. He just saw Krateri get beaten down. He could have some words to share.
Ryo Dorado with a message that has been sent to Krateri. Will Krateri heed that message? We do not know. But now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. We have a tag team championship match as the Broken Standard go up against the team of veterans, Alex Graves and Ricky Valentine. And what might be the most interesting challenge for Broken Standard yet, as they face teams that are quicker than them, they face teams that are just as strong as them and have come out on top, but they've never faced a team quite like this, who are so much more experienced than they are.
The following tag team match is set for 1 fall and is for the Tag Team Championships. Introducing first, the challengers. Weighing in at 220 pounds, from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, USA, Alex Graves.
Alex Graves making his way down to the ring. And when you think tag team wrestling in CWL, it is impossible to tell the history without talking about Alex Graves. First ever CWL Tag Team Champion. First ever unified CWL Tag Team Champion. This man has done it all, and he's done it with a lot of people. But can he do it tonight with Ricky Valentine? That is the golden question. And even if he could they beat the team of Edward Bronson and Bubble who have been nigh unstoppable for the past few months.
And his tag team partner, weighing in at 240 pounds, from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, the gorgeous Ricky Valentine.
Ricky Valentine, another person synonymous with tag team wrestling with his work with the Order, but he is someone who maybe has a bit more to prove here tonight than Alex Graves, as, I mean, Ricky Valentine is someone who, it's been quite a while since we've seen him in any form of title picture. You've got to feel tonight would be a great way for him to bounce back and start off the season with a bang.
You are absolutely right. You know, he's coming off a huge amount of momentum after getting that series of wins against Carl Stone, and now he finds himself partnering with one of the most versatile tag team competitors in CWL history, in Alex Graves. If anyone can win a title with Ricky Valentine, it's Alex Graves. As you mentioned, they are experienced beyond compare. They are just going to mesh so well. Alex Graves bringing the speed, Ricky Valentine bringing the power. That combination might be enough to finally stop the unstoppable, to finally topple the broken standard.
Like Michael Jordan and Larry Bird teaming up for the Olympics, it's two superpowers working together, but standing in their way, I think, is something bigger than a superpower. It is just superhumans. Edward Bronson and Bubble have shown no signs of weakness for months, ever since Battle Lines. And now, we're gonna see if these two might be able to find those cracks in the armor of the broken standard.
And your champions, at a combined weight of 1,724 pounds, your tag team champions, Edward Bronson, Brubble, the Broken Standard.
Like I said, this team has shown next to no cracks in the armor ever since they formed. In fact, I can only think of one time they've ever lost as a duo, and it was all the way back in a triple threat tag team match against Sons of Fenrir and Anarchy Inc. And even then, it required it to be elimination and have all these stipulations for them to lose. I don't know if there's any team, not just on the roster or in the world, that can compare to these two.
Getting this weird ache in my neck just looking at these guys. Let me tell you, as someone who has been a victim of their dominant power, it's going to take a lot for Alex Graves and Ricky Valentine to get the win, and I just imagine the terror that is flooding through them as those arena lights go off, and they might not be able to see their opponents so clearly. They know that that doom is coming for them up the ramp, and as soon as they become visible, the towering figure of Edward Bronson, the petrifying profile of Brubble, they know their fate is sealed. They know that their championship aspirations are about to be squashed.
Yes, but here's the thing, like we said, Alex Graves and Ricky Valentine, they've walked this walk before, and they have talked this talk before. Can they do it together, though? Again, if they're going to bank on anything, it's going to be their experience that they have over the broken standard. As we see the referee bravely approaching those two monsters to grab the titles. That's what they're competing for. The most prestigious prize in all of tag team wrestling is what it's all for here tonight. Brubble and Alex Graves starting this one off. The bell is rung, and we're off to the races.
And now Alex Graves with that huge knee strike, sending Brubble to the ground, but just for a moment.
It's very hard to keep either of these two men down for an extended period of time, especially when they're the sizes that they are. But also just that determination they have. Neither one of them want to be shown up not just by anyone, but by the other teammates. It's almost like they have this friendly rivalry on how to destroy their opponents quickest and who can do it better. And I don't think either one of them want to be seen as the weak link at any given time. There's a lot of pride between those two as Brubble continues to keep on the attack of Alex Graves. Got him hooked up here, backdrop suplex.
I mean, look, rivalry is absolutely the right word for it. We know that there's been hostility between these two in the past, but I have to say, when we watched that brutal feud between the two of them, between Brubble and Edward Bronson, the feud that almost sent Brubble to the hospital, I don't think we knew that we were going to be looking at the most dominant tag team in CWL's future before they were even created. Now here they are, tearing up the ranks of the tag team division.
As now Edward Bronson in the ring. Alex Graves, though, not being too deterred, knee to the back, and we've seen that Edward Bronson has chosen to retire the bloke breaker, seeing it as a crutch. But I don't know if Brubble's done the same. That's something they still need to look out for from the Barbarian. But you know, Alex Graves and Ricky Valentine, like we said, they're veterans. They know what they're doing in there, and they know what to look out for at any given time. As Alex Graves tosses him down there, catches the line, and now looking to pop him up here. Double powerbomb, shades of Maverick Dallas, rest in peace, as Ricky Valentine now looks to go and keep on the punishment of Edward Bronson.
His approach very carefully, knee, following up with the lariat, and you saw Ricky Valentine was careful to stay out of the warpath of Edward Bronson. He kept behind him while he plotted that attack, and then exactly what Valentine has to do if he wants a shred of a chance, a shred of a hope of a chance winning this match.
And now Valentine with the huge lariat drops down Edward Bronson. And now these two brawling on the outside. Rick Valentine does need to be careful. If this goes to a 20 count, then Edward Bronson and Bubble will retain the tag team titles. I don't think that's anything anyone wants, but Ricky Valentine, I mean, he might be trying to just use the outside to gain some sort of advantage on Bronson, whatever it may be. But he does, like I said, he needs to be careful. As now Bronson has got Ricky Valentine by that hair. You know, that hair that Ricky Valentine treasures so dearly. As now Ricky gets up to his feet. Bronson rolls in after him. Big right hand, and then the elbow smash to follow up the 1-2. And now looking for a 3, followed by a pinfall with the same numbers. Pops him up, busters him down. And that should be it for Ricky Valentine, unless Alex Graves can get in here and break it up. And he does.
Double leg in this brutal flurry of strikes. Even without the bloke breaker, you do not want to be the receiving end of any of those huge, dominating, powerful maneuvers that Edward Bronson is capable of. But Ricky Valentine able to catch the leg and just, I mean, hooking him up in the figure 4, a little bit of a call out to Ricky Valentine's own inspiration in professional wrestling.
As now he's got it locked in here. Oh, but Edward Bronson reversing the pressure on Ricky Valentine, and if Valentine is forced to remove it, or else risk tapping out himself and costing his team the tag team titles. But now kick to the gut, and now lifting up the big man. And we've seen him beat other big men with this before, the shoulder breaker, and he's not done. He's going for more, calling him to his feet. Kick to the gut, and we could be seeing new champions here. St. Valentine's Day Massacre covers him, but Brubble breaks it up.
The intelligence of Alex Graves, Brubble able to break it up, but Graves quickly looking to turn Brubble into a non-factor with that spiking drop.
It's now Bronson just looking at strike, nearly taking out the referee while using Ricky Valentine as a weapon. But Valentine spins to his feet, rolling elbow, and now tags in Alex Graves. And Graves now could be looking to put an end to Edward Bronson as he sends him into the corner. Bronson able to escape out of it. Big lariat, Graves dodges. Bronson sends him, though, into the broken standard corner. Could be looking for a tag, but Graves fighting his way out of it with the boot.
Sending him into the corner here, looking for the leaping lariat, but not quite able to get it. Graves is fast, but Edward Bronson relatively quick in his own right.
But now he could be looking to move the champion into an open Graves. Covers up, but Bubble's right there. As the Ricky Valentine neutralizes Bubble, Alex Graves, this is your best chance of putting down the big man.
Just needs that little push, a little bit more of that, veteran offense. All of those instincts for both the team of Valentine and Graves just firing on all cylinders here. They know exactly what they have to do to secure themselves those tag team championships. The question is, are their opponents going to give them the opportunity to do it? And Edward Bronson climbing back to his feet no matter how much damage he seems to take, and the Dragon Screw putting Graves on the mat.
I think it's less about if Alex Graves can find the opportunity, more if Edward Bronson can find the opportunity to tag out. He has been taking a beating. The open Graves, the shoulder breaker, the St. Valentine's Day massacre, he's been hit with it all. He needs to make a tag to Bubble at some point or risk losing the tag team titles to his own hubris. As now
Catching
Graves just trying to get a headlock in on Edward Bronson, but the meaty shoulder and neck making it difficult for him, and now driving that elbow into the gut of Alex Graves is Bronson. These two just wrestling on the outside, and again, they need to be careful of the count.
Trying to tie him up with that rear necklock, and now working around on the arm, trying to weaken him, just trying to give himself a moment to breathe, a moment to catch his breath, a moment to recover from all the damage that Edward Bronson has been doing to him. But he might not have the opportunity, as Edward Bronson just tossed him across the ring. I believe they call that a yeeting.
Yes, but now he could be looking to give him a beating as he plants him down with that spine buster. Bumble not able to stop Ricky Valentine in time, though, as he saves Alex Graves from certain loss. Now Graves got the big man up on his knees there. The bow and arrow looking to try and get Bronson to submit for the one time. Could he get the big man to tap out and give up those tag team titles? Bronson doesn't want to do it. And Graves, I think, realizing it's a fool's effort.
Absolutely. The massive weight of Bronson across those knees. It may be painful for Bronson, but it may be even more painful for Graves. But this is definitely something that's more painful for Bronson here, as he's caught with this trio of suplexes.
Now the fisherman suplex bridges beautifully, but Bubble right there to break it up. Ricky Valentine was down on the outside, couldn't play any defense, and now Bronson stays alive just a bit longer, but Graves wisely moving him over towards center of the ring. Just ripping apart at the ligaments of Bronson now is Alex Graves. This is smart. He's making sure that the big man is worn down so that he can't hit any of his major offense. And now Graves can go for some major offense of his own. Looking again for one suplex. If he can hit the combination, we could very well have new tag team champions. Rolls through a third time. Fisherman suplex with the bridge. But Bubble right there again.
Rubble is just too quick. I wouldn't have expected him such a large man, but he was already back on his feet. And I gotta say, that is not one, not two, well, not even three, but 6 suplexes that Edward Bronson has survived. He hasn't kicked out of his own volition, but he's been saved nonetheless. How much more can he take?
This could be all he could take. He might not be able to kick out. Bubble could be the only thing keeping those titles around their waist, as Alex Graves now taking advantage of that defenseman being on the outside. He's picking up Edward Bronson, looking for one last big move to seal this all away. Got him up, drops him down. Dewey of new tag team champions. Alex Graves with the lost soul, looking to find new titles. No, Edward Bronson somehow kicks out.
But you gotta think that he's absolutely on his last legs here. If he takes a shred more of any of Alex Graves' most deadly moves, he has gotta be down for the count and looking for not just one more, but 3 more deadly suplexes to add to the damage already been done here.
Another suplex with the bridge. This time though, Bubble not breaking up the pin, but taking out the referee. And now Bronson lariats him, nearly lariating the soul out of Alex Graves.
His soul would certainly be lost after that. But Alex Graves has got to do more. He has got to be more. He has got to get back to his feet somehow, some way, and make the tag to Ricky Valentine. You can see Valentine itching to get back in, but it might not matter because he was just dismantled with that forearm shot.
Just tossing him over into broken standard territory. This is not what Graves wants to be. Bronson finally has a chance to make a tag, but again, his hubris getting in the way, wanting to continue to just beat down Alex Graves, turning to torture the former and inaugural tag team champion as he finally makes the tag to Brubble.
And if you're Ricky Valentine right now, you have got to be thinking, I have got to do whatever I possibly can to help Alex Graves get back to my corner and make that tag. Chopping him here, but he's got to do more to keep Rebel down for the seconds necessary to allow him to get Ricky Valentine in the ring. Can he do it? Able to roll out of the way of that stomp, catching him with the Famouser, but he needs to clap that hand of Ricky Valentine if he wants to survive.
And now I think he's looking to do just that. Sets him into the corner, but Brubble gets out of the way. And now Brubble, this is not where he wants to be. Sent into broken stand territory. Back elbow, trying to fight his way out of it. Chop gets blocked. Punch to the jaw. And now, got it in. The bloke breaker. The bloke breaker is locked in for Brubble. And Graves is forced to pass out.
He could not make the tag. He did so much. He survived so much brutality, but he could not get Ricky Valentine back in the match. And it was that final, that devastating, that deadly bloke breaker from Brubble that finally finished him off and kept those tag team championships around the waist of the broken standard.
It doesn't matter the chef. The bloke breaker is a perfect recipe for success. And Brubble cooked it up to save their tag team titles here tonight, at least for one more day.
The winners of the match, and still your tag team champions, Edward Bronson, Brubble, the Broken Standard.
Broken Standard with another tag title win. They're one win away, Jay, from that illustrious rematch clause, but I'm going to be honest, I don't know who's going to be able or who's left to take these two down.
All right, Broken Standard, y'all are impressive. I'm not going to lie. That was not any pushovers that you guys just defeated. That was Ricky Valentine and Alex Graves that y'all just put down. So, to bring you guys the best challenge that you deserve, we're going to start a tag team tournament. Teams from Vindication, teams from Nemesis, teams from Genesis are going to be in this tournament. And we're going to see them go all over CWL just to get a shot at your tag team championships. Now, how many teams are going to be in this tournament? We haven't decided that quite yet. But I can guarantee you it is going to be the hottest tag team tournament that you've ever seen. Until we find out who the next #1 contenders are, good luck. See you next time.
Oh, what a bombshell of an announcement from our chairman. The tag team title tournament has now been announced. Groups from all brands are allowed to compete. This is huge news.
It's tremendous. Nothing like it has ever been done before. There's so much in CWL that has yet to be explored this season, and one of them is Valencia possibly adding another championship to her already legendary arsenal as she challenges Holly Queen for that openweight championship.
Yeah, this is a dream match on every level, but let's see how it pans out. And you know, this, I said it's a dream match. It's very much so Queen versus Queen. Valencia has been the matriarch of the Vindication brand seemingly since Vindication was formed nearly 4 years ago. And she has reigned for a very long time and very successfully. But tonight, she goes up against a new queen looking to conquer her kingdom in Holly Queen. We've never seen these two go one-on-one. Jay, do you think Valencia has what it takes to put down Holly Queen?
If anyone can, it is absolutely Valencia. We have seen what she has done before, a 6-time Vindication Women's Champion. That is, I mean, it's unprecedented, it's unheard of, and it's that star quality, that ability to defy the odds, to do what has never been done before, that is going to allow Valencia to beat Holly Queen and claim the Openweight Championship.
Yes, and Valencia, she has won so many titles, the original CWL title, the Vindication title, but she has never held the Openweight Gold, which feels almost wrong in a way that there's a title in CWL that doesn't have Valencia in its lineage, but tonight she has a chance to change that. And while Holly Queen's no pushover, I wouldn't bet against Valencia any day of the week.
She's ready. She's beckoning Holly Queen to come down that ramp and fight. The fight might signal history if Valencia is able to get her hands on that championship.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Valencia, if she wins that title, that's another title back into the fold of the FFF. We know Colin Prince is fighting in our main event. Could we be seeing 2 of the titles on Vindication in the hands of the Fabulous Furious Freaks by the end of the night?
And here she comes, Holly Queen, hoisting that Openweight Championship over her head. She is on her way here to make an impact, to cement her reign as an Openweight champion when she puts down, in her hopes and her dreams, to put down Valencia and keep that Openweight Championship over her shoulder. She recognizes that Valencia has never won the Openweight Championship, but she does not want to make this her opportunity to change that.
It's all about conquering new ground here tonight for either of these women. Holly Queen wanting to show that it doesn't matter the brand's color, it doesn't matter the title on the line, she's the best there is. And Valencia wanting to show that there is not a single title at CWL that can escape her grasp. This is one of the most marquee big money matches we've ever had here on CWL, and I can't wait.
The following match is set for one fall and is for the Openweight Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, representing the Fabulous Furious Freaks, weighing 135 pounds, from San Jose, California, Valencia. And your champion, weighing in at 140 pounds, from Pearl River, Mississippi, your Openweight champion, Holly Queen.
Holly Queen making her way down to the, not making her way down to the ring, handing the title off to the referee. But it's gotta be said, we've seen Holly Queen hand that title over before, and it hasn't come back to her. Is that one of those nights here tonight against Valencia?
I mean, these two just ready to tear each other apart for the hope of having that championship, one of the most prestigious championships in the world, around their waist, representing the lineage of the Openweight Championship, adding to it, creating their own legend, creating their own legacy. And now Valencia looking to make a legendary moment for the people here in attendance in Honolulu, Hawaii, by hitting that huge crossbody off the middle rope.
And we've seen before that often the key to beating Holly Queen is to not let her get out of that first gear. Valencia's doing a great job at that. She is keeping Holly Queen down, and of course, as soon as I start talking about it, Holly Queen gets back into this. But you get what I'm saying, Jay. The longer this match goes, the more it favors Holly Queen, and I think Valencia knows that and is trying to end this one quickly.
He has her here getting ready. I mean, she has just got to keep her down, as you said. I mean, that is absolutely true. She cannot let Holly Quinn start to get that momentum going because that could very well spell the end for her.
That's now targeting the arm, and here's where we see Holly Quinn starting to get into her wheelhouse. And this is where things are starting to get dangerous for Valencia. As now Jawbreaker connecting from Valencia here off the ropes. Looking for a big moonsault there. Holly Quinn ducks under. Instead, though, gets caught. Huge air raid crash neckbreaker. Drops on the back of her head, but only enough for a 1 count.
She's going to have to level up if she wants to keep Holly Quinn down for the count of 3. It's going to take more than just an air raid crash neckbreaker. She is going to have to go all the way out. I wouldn't be surprised if she has to pull out the death from above in order to get this one finished.
As now Valencia tearing at the ligaments, tearing at the digits of Holly Quinn, and now Holly Quinn needs to start getting some momentum back. Jawbreaker connecting to Valencia. Huge shoulder tackle. Holly Quinn trying to build up the intensity here, but Valencia not going to let it happen easily. Got her up on her shoulder now. Looking for it. Snake Eyes is her off the top rope. As now, wait a second here. I thought she was going for a body assist to a roll up. Instead, single leg Boston Crab. Could be looking to make Holly Quinn tap out. Will she be able to do it here? Oh, but Holly Quinn reverses it. Gets out from under Valencia. And she's got to be feeling the pressure now. Mounting against her. She's got to be feeling her championship beginning to slip through her fingers, Jay.
That is true, but that single leg Boston Crab, that could have been a pivotal moment in this match. Not only the huge amount of pressure applied to the back, applied to the abdomen, but also twisting the knee, applying that force right to the leg. Holly Quinn, she has an incredibly strong base, but if it begins to weaken, if it begins to crumble, there's no telling just how disastrous that could be to her chances of winning this match.
It feels like the ball game just started, but right now we're at the bottom of the 9th. Holly Quinn's wrenching on that arm. A move that has won her so many matches in the past. Will it be enough to make Valencia submit? No, Valencia able to fight her way out of a drop toe hold. Who has that one last shot, that big home run hit to put the other away? Is it Holly Quinn with the Queen's crown, keeping her crown firmly on her head? Holly Quinn does it!
The winner of the match and still your openweight champion, Holly Quinn.
Holly Quinn retains her title. She retains her crown. And now, Jay, it's been talked about all night. Colin Prince versus William Black on tap here. First blood. This has been a feud bathed in blood all since last year when William Black made his debut on Vindication and busted open Colin Prince. Now, a year later, William Black has retained the title all the way to this point, and Colin Prince has a chance at redemption. He has a chance at revenge. Could Colin Prince pull off the biggest upset of his career here tonight by busting open William Black? He said it himself. It just takes one punch.
Absolutely, Colin Prince, he has got to just hit that one shot in just the right place, and that gold could be around his waist. But it's tough because he's been doing this without the guidance of his mentor, the man who has led a resurgence in his career in the form of Chris Princess, a man who has been absent since that brutal unsanctioned match at Endgame.
Yeah, Colin Prince, we often see him sort of just following around Chris Princess. I don't want to say as a lackey, but more or less just as like a younger brother, just mimicking his older sibling. But now, the youngest member of the FFF has been turned loose. And he is deciding to shoot for the stars, going for this championship. And with Valencia coming up short, he said it himself, he's the best shot that they have of getting a title in their ranks. Could he do it tonight, Jay? I mean, normally I would say going up against William Black, Colin Prince is the underdog, but we saw him bust open William Black on our first show of the year. We know it just takes one good hit, and Colin Prince, he can hit as good as they come.
You know, it could very well happen, but one thing that you have to remember is that William Black is the consummate professional wrestler. Not only that, but he's the consummate bat. When it comes to busting another man open, when it comes to drawing blood from his opponent in a fist fight, I have no doubt that William Black is unparalleled at what he does, and that as good as Colin Prince is, he needs to get lucky. William Black just needs to stay at the level he's already at.
And now we await our Vindication World Champion. And it was this time last year he was fighting to become #1 contender for the title when Harris was champion, having just made his debut on Vindication after years on the Nemesis roster. And now, fast forward a year later, it is him defending that title against the man he beat in his first match on the brand. And Jay, what do you think's going through the mind of William Black? We've heard from William that he does not fear Colin Prince, that this is another night at the office for him. But do you think there's any doubt anywhere in that Wolf's mind that maybe the title changes hands here tonight?
I'm going to tell it to you straight, Shaw. Anything can happen in the CWL. But when it comes to these odds, it's certainly in William Black's favor, but Colin Prince he's experienced what I would describe as a career renaissance ever since he started, as you called it, mimicking Chris Princess. The talent that he's absorbed, the abilities that he's learned, he could very well get that lucky shot, especially with that deadly back fist he's been using to end matches recently. This could be it for him. This could be his opportunity to have that beautiful Vindication Heavyweight Championship around his waist.
Well, you say he's been using that back fist to end matches. He almost ended his match last week with Austin Wolf with that back fist, but William Black able to stop that from happening and really shifted the turns of the tide of the match, introducing a chair which Austin Wolf used to pick up the win. You've got to be wondering, A, is Colin in here 100% after taking that blue Thunderbomb on a chair? And B, is William Black in the head of Colin Prince or vice versa? That is something we're going to have to find out once this match gets underway, because, this has gotten increasingly personal very quickly.
The main event of the Vindication Super Show is a first blood match for the Vindication Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, representing the fabulous, furious Freaks, weighing in at 175 pounds, from Tokyo, Japan, Colin Prince. And your champion, representing the Sons of Fenrir, weighing 235 pounds, from Biloxi, Mississippi, your Vindication Heavyweight Champion, the Wolf of War, William Black.
As William Black hands over that title. Of our 3 title matches tonight so far, 2 have ended with the champion getting that belt back by the end of it. Will we see them go 3 for 3 here tonight? That's what it's all to play for here. The Vindication World Heavyweight Championship. Colin Prince has challenged for this title before unsuccessfully. William Black has defended that title at Endgame successfully. William Black immediately landing the drop kick, and both men know It just takes one good blow to the head to end this match for the other.
You know, the speed here, the velocity at which William Black launched himself at Colin Prince, in my opinion, is indicative of the fact that Black is not as confident in himself as he seems. He is rushing to get that offense on Colin Prince. He wants to end this as quickly as possible because I think he may be afraid.
We saw Colin Prince land that big boot, and that's a boot that could cut him open. You know, that's the thing. Colin Prince just needs one good shot. Same, though, with William Black. This is going to be a very interesting match. Neither head not able to draw blood. And we are going to be hanging on every single blow to the head here to see if it's going to be the one that ends it as he drops down. Big back elbow, kick, goes for the spinning high kick. Instead, only able to catch him on the shoulder.
Focusing on the abdomen, you know, obviously you do need to, you know, draw blood from the head, or I actually, I'm not sure. Usually, first blood matches are ended when blood is drawn from the head, but you know, if William Black hits him in the chest hard enough, I suppose he could bust him open that way too.
I mean, the tissue's just naturally softer a bit at the forehead, but like you said, yeah, if someone, I guess, chest gets chopped enough where it's beat red like a tomato, we forced to. And Colin Prince giving William Black a free shot, and William Black not being too appreciative of it. Instead, choosing to send Colin Prince tumbling to the outside, and William Black feeling a little froggy. He might choose to jump. Big diving fist drop to the outside, but not able to draw blood. But you have to feel, Jay, on the outside, things could get a lot more dangerous.
I mean, that huge sling blade there, taking him down, smashing the back of his head against the canvas, or pardon me, against the mat. That is going to be very deadly. Look, the matting that we put out here, it is for sanitary purposes, all right? It is exclusively, you know, regulated by the Hawaii Sports Authority. But that, oh my God, he's going for it!
Blackout, no! Not enough just yet. Off the blackout there. And I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's what I mean. Both these men have those big moves that can bust someone open. The blackout or the Wolf's Fang from William Black, and then that spinning back fist from Colin. Either one could be enough to bust open the other. It's just a matter of who's able to get that good shot in first.
Look, while things may be deadly on the outside, they are almost as deadly inside, because all they need, as we've stressed, and we are going to keep stressing it, is that one good shot. And these men know. They know how to focus on a part of a body, and they know how to make it hurt, because these are experienced veterans. Colin Prince is a young boy no more. He is a veteran. And William Black, as we've seen, is a world champion. These two have the tools in their toolbox to make this thing happen.
And this isn't the first time Colin's fought for the world title, as we see him possibly calling for that spinning back fist with that fist in the air. But William Black, jawbreaker, no, not enough to get the bust open forearm shot blocked. And now the big right hand from Colin, and another, just looking for those measured strikes, anything to get a good blow on the head. And now connects with the knee to the head, but still not enough. As now Colin Prince looking to set up William Black here. Maybe looking to put him up on that top rope. Trying to cancel man's pulse. But no, it's not enough to draw blood.
Oh, what's he looking for here? Going under the apron. Is that allowed? I mean, I suppose it is, since
you
the only way to win.
You can only win by busting open your opponent. And now Colin calling for the end. He's got it locked and loaded, spinning back fist! That spinning yap fist, though, not enough to keep him down and bust him open.
But that baseball bat is laying right there. I mean, if he wanted to, Colin Prince could just, brute force William Black's head open.
That swanton, I think right now he's just looking to beat down William Black, not even give him a chance to get back into this match as he sends him off the ropes. Oh, went for, I think, a low blow there. Shades of Chris Princess, but William Black able to block it. And now, wait! But he's calling for Colin won!
We have a new world champion! Colin Prince with that huge DDT! Exactly like William Black said, the one good shot was able to end it. What an incredible end to this match!
Colin Prince caught William Black unawares there with that DDT. William was too busy trying to block the head. He was not able to block his arms and got roped right into it. DDT. Ref calls for the bell. And wait a second. I think Colin's calling for a mic here at ringside.
The winner of the main event.
Folks, what a fantastic night. And I can say to you with a tear in my eye that this is the greatest honor in my life. To be able to stand in front of all of you and to say that I present to you the new Vindication World Champion, Chris Princess.
What? Wait, you heard what I just heard, right, Jay?
Yeah, I did. I can't even summon the words out of my mouth. This is incredible. Chris Princess is here, and Colin Prince has declared him the World Heavyweight Champion.
Is he allowed to do that? Can he just give him the title? Colin just went through a war with William Black, and now he's giving up one of the most prestigious prizes in the industry to Chris Princess, who is waltzing down here and couldn't be more happier to be handed the title he lost at Endgame 3.
Look at him, he's ecstatic. He's cackling wickedly, and he is here to receive his prize, that huge gold plate that he hopes to, keep around his waist with that, beautiful leather strap, and not only, the belt itself, but all that it symbolizes, all of the prestige, now just being tossed from one hand to the other in this, worthless mockery of a championship change.
Look at him there, just gloating in his win. This has been a setup from the FFF all alone. The Vindication World title has been stolen from the CWL. The Vindication World title has found itself on the arms of Chris Princess.